seconds?
Yeah.
I mean, I can go back to talking about Ohio, Virginia.
Attention.
Right. Well, and here I'll say this.
Got it.
Oh, well,
Fixed.
We good.
Good.
well I finally I come up with something and you got it.
Tell them to text it in if it's working now. I hope it is. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm watching Virginia. I'm watching Ohio. And now I go straight here, Steve. And I needed this. I needed this more than anything in the world because I needed to be able to give the fans a gift. Steve, we were in peril yesterday, right? Sometimes we talk about this football team, and it's hard to explain the just let the cake bake process, right?
Right.
It's how you felt about it. It's how I felt about it. But you get the pulse of the fan base, right?
Right.
So you have to convince the fan base on what you have around the corner,
Yeah.
without joining the panic.
Yeah.
I watched Virginia Louisville, and I said, "This is exactly what we need." And it wasn't what you think, people. It wasn't a win, right? It wasn't Virginia sucks, or you're gonna get a win. You know what it was? It was the perfect sparring partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
It not sparring partner like the guy that just lays over, not the punching bag. It's the stand in front of you and punch.
Yeah.
And if there's something wrong with you, it's going to get exposed. Virginia, the team we're going to play,
Okay.
is almost the basketball version of Virginia, right?
Okay.
You remember how in basketball, Virginia exposed us for not being able to keep a guy in front of us?
Yeah.
You remember? I mean, it was just, they weren't more athletic than us. They weren't taller. They ran isolations with Kyle Guy
Yeah.
and my New Yorker. What's his name? The other kid that was killing us.
The white kid?
Yeah.
Jerome.
Yeah, Jerome.
Uh-huh.
White Jerome, right?
Yeah, white Jerome.
Isolation, we can't stop that guy from getting to the dotted line.
Yeah.
If you can't stop a guy from getting right into the middle of your defense, you'll never win.
Yeah.
If you don't have a guy that can keep him out of the spot, you'll never win. Virginia, man to man, wide receiver versus wide receiver.
Yeah.
Think about this.
Okay.
You're going to see your wide receiver out there one-on-one with a tough, solid, pressure cornerback who doesn't make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you beat your man one-on-one? We will get to see. There's nothing like it, Steve. To me, there's nothing like going out there and saying, if you can't beat him one-on-one and get separation, we can see it. The coaching, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If Bobby's going to have to design some trick to beat Virginia, that means we can decide if it's a player-centric thing,
Sure.
it's a coaching-centric. The line, technique, awesome, right?
Yes.
They will take advantage if you have offensive line flaws. Their blitz packages, very simple, very direct. I watched an entire football game of simple, tough man principles, looked just like Virginia basketball. I contend that this is exactly what an analyst or a spectator or a fan at the University of Louisville actually needs.
Yeah.
What say you?
Well,
If they are what I mean, I know you haven't worked. If they are what I'm saying.
what you're saying they are, yes. But if see, here's the problem I go back to. Indiana bust them up pretty good. So I say, and I'm not
23-16?
Yeah, I think Indiana got up big, and then Virginia had cut it back. Indiana almost blew it. So I mean, it wasn't a blowout. I mean, by any stretch. And I don't say that to
Which
do
are all Virginia games, mind you.
right.
That's why I compared it to the basketball team.
Right.
They're number one and undefeated in the country, but they're never really blowing anybody out.
right.
What do we say? 8 points is to other people, it's nothing. To them, it's huge.
Yeah.
That's what Virginia was.
Well, see, and that's why I'm saying I'm not doing the Virginia sucks thing, but I'm saying if what you're saying is true, and it's going to be man on man type stuff, and I need to see a couple score win.
Right.
Like,
right.
Okay, yeah, I need to see. Okay, I was kind of making sure we were on the same page there.
That's my point.
Like, I need to see Louisville come out and kind of establish that my dudes are better than your dudes.
Yes, but you see, you get my point. You're almost taking out the Bobby Petrino element. Like, okay, you can, or you might be able to say, Bobby, you don't have the guys. If you can't just beat that guy one-on-one,
Yeah.
where it's not going to be a design,
Right.
They're going to,
Well, and here's the thing. We sat here again on Wednesday and be realistic with yourself. Week 1, we said Alabama, we don't know what we got, but we'll see. Okay, then you go, all right, well, now we get to see Puma in a for real, or we get to see Puma kind of what he can do against Indiana
work
State.
on some things.
Well, here comes a monsoon. The next week we go, well, Puma didn't look great, but now we're excited because now I'm ready to kind of see what Malik can come in and add to the team and to see Puma. Here we said again, week 4, going, well, I found myself last night talking with my buddy saying, yeah, but I am kind of excited to see what Malik and Day can do if they're starting and they're going to kind of roll with those two as the guys. So, again, and I'm not getting away from your point, but your point is personnel, I think. And so it's important to talk about who Louisville's going to have on there. And again, so here I sat going, I'm kind of excited about maybe we found something with Malik and Day.
Let's talk about that. Brian, do you have the Day Williams? It went out on the sound through Patty Ice yesterday. It's about a 2-minute Day Williams conversation. If you could bring that, I don't know if you heard, you
No.
actually heard the interview footage, but
Okay.
it was very fortuitous that you bring up that conversation.
Okay.
Day Williams talked about what he felt Malik Williams brought to the table. This is
Cunningham. The reason I do that is because it's the same reason why I keep telling my son he'll call the dog a boy, and I'm like, girl.
Right.
And I'm doing that because I keep the same thing.
Right.
So,
Okay. Malik Cunningham.
Yeah.
First of all, Day Williams talks about him, and I need you to tap into.
I haven't heard this yet.
Tap into
Okay.
Football Brain Steve, and like I said, I have it ready to play on my computer if you don't have it, but you have Day Williams. Let it go.
He just brings a lot of energy, being a younger guy, a guy who's been in a position where he hasn't really played much, and then come in and start. He just brings that energy and that fire that we need from a young guy like him.
How much did you guys need to get that running game going in the second half like you did the other night?
It was big. It gave us opportunities to. They had to focus more on us, and that opened up opportunities in the throwing game. So it was huge, and it made them kind of play a little bit more conservative, not bring as much blitz.
Do you feel healthy? And I mean, had you been feeling healthy all the way up until last week?
I had. I felt really good. I've been feeling really good this whole time.
Let's say it looked like the other night you were back to. Are you back to where you were?
Oh yeah, yes sir, for sure.
If they're totally up to you, how many times would you like to carry the ball?
As many times they need me to. I ain't got a number in mind specifically. Just as many times they need me to help win the game.
Are you one of those people that sort of feels like you get better as you go along?
Like in the game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think whenever defenses get tired is whenever I can kind of show what all I can do the most. So whenever we hit that third, fourth quarter, that's when I like to really put it on, really go.
Did you guys really find a rhythm late in this game? It really just started like clicking, like, okay, here we go. It's starting to kind of fall together.
Oh yeah, for sure. Once we got in those first couple runs, and I kind of see how everybody was flowing and how the line was moving and everything. That's when we really got clicking, and me and Malik really got a rhythm going. Felt good.
You've had a lot of tough yards, but the one touchdown when Haycraft and Boone were in there with all the big guys, was that an easy yard? Because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's a huge package.
Yeah, you see, I almost forgot to sprint through the end zone. Almost stopped on the one just because it was so open on the outside. But yeah, it felt good having them big boys in there. Made it easy for me for sure.
What do you expect from Virginia's been a tough place to play.
Right.
The games have been tough. What do you expect from going there? And how big would it be to get one on the road for you guys?
It'd be huge. You know, I mean, they're going to come out with fire. It's at home. It's going to probably be a good crowd. A great opportunity for us to show out. I've always been the type, I like playing on the road more than I like playing at home just because I like shushing the away fans. So I look forward to that opportunity.
Steve,
A lot.
I knew you would.
Right off.
I knew you would.
Golly, I took down a few things. Right off the top, what he said is what we speculated.
You could hear his smile through the microphone. You could hear the brightness of Malik and energy.
Well, there was a moment. I can't remember if I talked about this on the show yesterday or not, but if I did, it's worth repeating. I pointed out to you. I said, and I didn't realize Malik was coming in the game yet, but Mekhi Becton, one of the linemen, and I can't remember who it was, or no, one of the receivers went over and patted him on the head real good. And Mekhi Becton walked over and just kind of gave him. If you're watching YouTube, you can see. If not, you're just gonna have to.
That's what
imagine.
your problem is. You're missing a lot when you're not on We Are Made for the Ville.
I mean, Mekhi Becton just kind of comes up and gives him one of those like
the hard bro
hugs, like let's go, almost like. And then you find out, okay, they just got the news he's coming in.
Yep.
The energy in the huddle, kind of, and I said this. I may have said this yesterday, but I still personally think Puma's probably the better overall player. But I think the energy of the team and just the whole mentality of the team right now is better when Malik's in the game.
Are you doing Juwan Pass a disservice? Are you doing the long-term goals of the team a disservice if you just say the energy is there? Does that bother you?
No, I mean, because you want to win. I mean, and I don't know, and I'm not saying he's not.
Right.
So I'm not accusing anybody here, but if Juwan's not stepping up to
Dave Williams talking about the big lineup.
Yeah. I mean, I was right there on the goal line when that touchdown happened, and I mean, he's right. I mean, it was untouched, handoff, walk into the end zone.
Well, let me ask you this. Speaking of that, he says it's big lineup, feels big boys untouched, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our voices collectively, we are not the type to second guess, first guess coaches.
Right?
We're third, fourth guessers.
Yeah. I'm real weird about that.
We gave Padgett centuries to play Dwayne Sutton.
Yeah. I mean, my God, I remember I was still back in Padgett when.
You had 3 quarters.
Yeah, at Virginia Tech.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. That same energy is starting to exist between you and I with the run game.
Yeah.
I'm running out of reasons to say I have got to see that ball being handed off in vertical ways, not in stretch
to the same guy a little bit more too.
Right.
Dave Williams said that.
I know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't know how I feel about I like having the ball in third and fourth quarter, thing. I like to wear down. Of course you're going to say that. Of course you train to wear down. But it's one of those, if you're spending 4 and 5 runs early in the possession just trying to get – I understand we want more out of a running back consistently, but I also say, no, you have to run hard. Like this is going to be your last run. You can't – you're not Benny Snell. You're not – 50 run guy, 30
78 carries a game.
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, listen, and I wouldn't mind if you were, but what I'm saying is the urgency that Bobby is talking about with a Juwan pass. Is it possible to say, or is it reasonable to say he's looking for that same urgency in all his positions?
I definitely think that's reasonable to say. I mean, but the one thing I will say with what Dave Williams said is that's a philosophy, which that philosophy is why when I keep complaining about the start of games, is Bobby's philosophy is get up early, pound the ball in the second half, 8-10 minute drive,
right.
2-3 times, win the game. Go home.
Right.
You know, you can't. If I get up 21, I'm not going to give you the ball 3 times. And that's why I go back to the starts.
I would love to be up 7-0 in the second quarter, though. Just, you know, because you ran
yeah.
the ball and kept it a long time.
No, I agree. I mean, I think running the ball
That's
right
so
now.
Charlie.
It is. But right now, I mean, it's hard to say anything other than
Especially
running the ball is kind of been the power of the team.
Especially when you know your lineup, your offensive linemen going into things.
I thought the line's been pretty good.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, the 2 things. People have killed the defense and the line, and I'm like, I don't see it. I mean, you know, the tackling, there is some tackling, but it's not horrible. I don't
See, here's the thing. I'm okay with pushing forward out of my offensive line. I've been happy with them. Me personally, I've seen the lanes there, you know, unless the play call was just doomed from the start.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with that.
Which, yeah, I mean, or you could say Jeremy Smith running off tackle is. I don't know why. I mean, yeah, the hole may have been there. It's just, I mean, you've already told me he's kind of out of shape.
But I will say, the linebackers is something I realized yesterday. The linebackers are stepping way close to the line too quick, and they're getting swallowed up. They're getting pinched in,
Yeah.
and then all these players are getting busted outside. That was the problem last year. You remember we would watch a guy, you know, kind of cut into the middle, and then all of a sudden he's running outside. Colburn for Wake Forest, we saw that.
Yeah.
Dylan, you know, we saw these guys getting swallowed up.
Dylan just ran. Dylan just ran. Let's not act like that was no scheme.
Right.
He threw a man into the 4th row. All right, he just ran.
I can't have that again.
No, that can never happen again. I can never watch a team and physically know that's my team
Okay.
and watch a man throw another man.
One of my guys.
One of my guys.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was begging for either Seth or Daz to throw one of their cornerbacks too. Okay, so let's kind of retract.
Okay.
You're comfortable with the Day Williams, Malik Cunningham, him saying we felt better, we had a tandem, we have something kind of
Well,
going.
yeah, only because I think that he said.
Because I always get a little squeamish, like,
Yeah, but
you're buddying up, and it's like, no, this is a team.
Yeah,
You don't
but
get to pick
I
your-
think he said energy though. Like energy don't bother me. I think is what he's saying is, look, I mean, he's bringing energy, and I'm not in that huddle. And if Puma's
And maybe
in there,
maybe Puma needs to learn that from this, you know,
Puma's
from the situation.
kind of got that deep voice,
Cool.
just kind of cool, calm, Earl Clark-ish. You know, well,
Yeah.
Earl Clark didn't have a deep voice, but the
demeanor.
The demeanor,
Mhm.
yeah, was. I mean, and if he's just in there, kind of like, and you're in there, and the crowd's starting to get restless, and you can hear that, and you're going, dang, you know, and he's just kind of in there, like, all right, you know, let's do this, and then Malik comes in there and is like, dude, hey,
Come
we're
on,
done.
fellas,
Let's go. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, let's go, man. This team ain't nothing. Like, okay, we're gonna run this right.
You
here.
almost cussed on air,
I
Steve.
know.
See,
So-
Steve is getting a little. He's getting a little too.
Yeah, but my point is though, if you're the back, you're like, all right, come on, man, come on, hey, you start tapping the dude next to you, like, let's go, man, let's get it going. Like it changes a lot,
Oh, okay. Well, since we're
and it could just be that. Okay, it could just be that.
just energy.
Strictly
thing.
that.
Just an energy thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and again, this is me. This is us filtering through some of the psychology here.
Yeah.
And there's one more thing I gotta address with you before we move forward on any part of this conversation.
Okay.
Open your Instagram and look at the message I sent you.
Okay.
It's one Jalen Smith Instagram message. If you have that, I need you to read it aloud. And what do you notice about his hashtag? Because it gave me the chills. I mean, it I won't say the chills. There was something funny about it.
Okay. Had to quit half stepping. Had to give it all I got. Hashtag 2Trill. Reloaded. Liked by Malik Newman. Interesting.
See, I didn't look at I don't go that far, Steve.
Interesting.
Imagine if you're on this team.
Okay.
And you're Dez,
I like that caption.
Seth. What caption?
Had to stop half stepping.
I'm listening because I don't.
Really?
I don't. If I'm at game 4 and my all-conference A1 receiver is in game 4 saying I had to stop half-stepping,
Okay, I can give you that argument.
that's a nightmare to me. If
I can give
at
you that
game
argument.
4, because you know what that means? Listen, I'm going to jump to your side by the end of my rant, Steve, right?
I don't know. I'm going to jump to your side.
I'm going to say, okay, let's just start where I go.
Okay.
I'm reading right now that my A1 superstar receiver, who we have been crediting with most of the drops and most of the drive killers, I said, listen, 3 drops out of you is the equivalent to 6 drops out of Marcus Raleigh or anybody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Because you're my guy.
Right. A 60-yard bomb drop, game-breaking, catch. That's the equivalent to a game killer.
Right.
Right? Here we are on our way to Virginia, game 4, and you felt comfortable putting it out to the world that you have been half-stepping. Oh, imagine if I'm Jawan Pass and I read that I know that
you won me over.
I know that I no longer have my starting spot.
Yeah.
And you put I'm done half-stepping.
Yeah.
Imagine if I'm somebody on this team, who's been fighting. I'm Des Fitzpatrick. You know what I'm saying? I've been giving it on the blocking. I've been giving it on this. I've been giving on that. And you say, I'm done half-stepping. Now I'm reloaded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine if
I'm
you
with
read that and they're interpreting that like to us it's hieroglyphics a lot of times.
Yeah.
Well, to some it's hieroglyphics. I guess we're still enough in that window where we understand what you mean.
Right.
And when you say reloaded, listen. That can be self-motivation talk, but I just want you to be Jawan Pass. I might go beat him up. I might just go beat you up.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to transfer now. I'm going to have to transfer because I'm never going to get my spot back. Dave Williams likes Malik Cunningham. We just happen to – listen, Coach Petrino's going to decide to run the ball now, right?
Yeah.
Which he should have did on my 3. So you used me as a test dummy. Malik's admittedly not working hard. Look, and it's one of those things. Remember, too, Jalen Smith was the guy who was very boisterous when the Papa John situation went down as well.
Yep.
So you've been out in front of you're not scared of uncomfort, right?
Right.
So where's my uncomfort? Hey, man, I need to give a shout out to Jawan Pass. I let him down. That was my point when I went on Bob Valvano's show, right? And everybody, they didn't like the visual of what I was saying, but the idea of player accountability was exactly the point when a guy comes out and tells you I've been half-stepping. Now, at the end of the day, I'm glad you are acknowledging it, right?
Yeah.
But you're still doing it like a reloaded. Oh, everything's okay now, right? But there's still no acknowledgement that you've been letting the team down. That's what you admitted right there. You've been letting the team down. Superstar players don't say I've been half-stepping. That's not even in their genetic makeup. Captains don't tell you
Right.
I've been half-stepping.
Yeah.
How is that in your spirit? You come back to be a lottery wide receiver because you think that's what you are. No lottery. A lottery mentality, a first-round mentality says there's nothing I'm going to leave on the table unless you're doing what I said you're doing and you're protecting your body to be a high draft pick.
Yeah.
Which I said my danger from him, because last year he broke his hand. This year he has a medical setback. And I said maybe you sit him out a while and get yourself together, man.
Yeah.
Because if you're out here protecting your body, admit that's been my number one Jalen Smith discussion.
Oh, absolutely.
You protecting your body. So now 4 weeks later, you're saying you've been half-stepping. Huge problem with that. But I'm not I'm not going to throw him out, was the baby bathwater or whatever. I won't do that. But I'll say that's a revelation, man.
Unless he does change it.
Right. Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, I think that's the other side of that. Is if Jalen goes out Saturday and has, 8 catches or something and in big game and it looks like it's like, then I would go, okay, well now something's changed. But to your point,
Texter,
until I see that.
Is the volume okay?
Yeah, but until I see that, Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you on that. Yeah.
I would.
I'll be watching you. I'll say that, Jalen. Now, I don't like to put the spotlight on players.
I put
but
it out.
Now, with that, I say I'm going to be watching.
Texter says, I don't know if I want to even go there. He needs to be a bench just admitting he wasn't playing hard. That explains the drops. I don't like that. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's very uncomfortable, Steve. You know, just like to say the least. Let me get to the phone lines. Let me get to the Bill Edscorns and Sons Collision Center phone lines. Cody, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I don't have too much to say about the football team. I just want to see some consistency on Saturday. But I did go to the scrimmage, the open gym, though, on Saturday. That was awesome. I just want to tell you all about it a little bit.
Yeah, please.
So I was in the front of the line, and I just missed Chris Mack. He, walked in the door 5 minutes before, but Dino Gaudio pulls up. Super nice guy. Went up to me and my dad, shook our hands. Nicest guy you could talk to. Jordan Moore shows up, and I didn't recognize him, man. He's that dude looks like He-Man now. He's just straight up muscle bound at this point. Super nice guy. I got a picture with him. That was awesome. And you'll see the players walking in and out. They all look completely different. But then Chris Mack walks out, and of course I get a picture with him. Super nice guy. He literally went down the line of 150 people and was taking pictures with everybody, taking pictures with babies and stuff like that.
Right.
Awesome. So we go in there, everybody's stretching. And Luke Murray and McGeese, they walked in with Jemias Ramsey and Samuel Williamson. And of course I was just like, hey y'all, we're ready for you. And Samuel Williamson had a cheese and smile on his face the entire time he was in there. From the time he walked in, shooting around, he just looked like he was yeah, I'm definitely ready to come here. But we go in there, everybody's stretching. The game starts, and yeah, beating a dead horse. Everybody just looks 20 pounds bigger, 20 pounds heavier than they did from last season. Even Ryan, Ryan, for the first time, I could say looks like a Division I basketball player. He looks like he fits in with everybody. And I'm noticing, though, even though they're bigger, they look way quicker than they did last season, which I know is just a scrimmage, but everybody was cutting. They were finishing in traffic. Jordan threw the most perfect alley-oop to Dwayne Sutton. He finished over a dude. It was a contested alley-oop, but he caught it and dunked it in, which made me really happy. But, the recruit – I'll say this, though. The only dude that looked like he was kind of out of shape still was Akoi Gao, but that didn't really affect his energy. You could tell he's still trying to catch up with some of the guys. He was sweating a little bit faster than everybody, but
right.
It didn't affect his energy. Him and Malik were going at it. I don't know if you've heard about this, but Akoi was playing to the crowd, and it was just awesome. The dude, every time he had 3 straight threes and was running into the crowd screaming. It was awesome. But yeah, the recruits weren't they weren't playing around either. Jemias dunked on VJ. Samuel Williamson had a couple of good dunks. This one kid, he was a 2021 kid. He was checking VJ, and you could tell VJ was holding back. He could have driven into the lane and dunked on this kid about 4 times, but instead he just decided to post up and all that and just kind of mess around. But I'll say this though, Jordan Mora, he's gone next season. He's gone because that dude, he was in a tier of his own, and that's not saying anybody was just way below him, but it just seemed like he was great. Then you've got that tier of really good players, and then you've got the rest of them that are just really solid. I think we've got 10 guys that are going to play and be pretty consistent this season. This is how I see it going. I think the starting 5 is going to shift a couple times. I think you're mainly going to see the 2-guard spot and the 5 spot shift. I think there's going to be some times where McMahon's going to start with Cunningham, space the floor a little bit, and then I think there's going to be games where Malik starts just to space out, say Virginia's pack line defense. You want to get some floor spacers out there. So I think you're going to see that happen a lot. But I'm telling you, we got a good team. I think we've got 10 guys that can legitimately play, and they all look really good. But yeah, that was just an awesome time. Families were there. Me and my dad had an awesome time, and Got a picture of VJ after the scrimmage, and they went to the crowd, were talking to people. It was awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all about that. I haven't really heard anybody talk about the scrimmage that much, so
That works, man. Appreciate it.
Cody, that was midday with Cody.
Hey.
There was no way producer Brian was going to let me stop Cody. Cody,
No.
Listen, Cody had to get that off his chest, people. And sometimes you just got to let people, like, he's going to have a better rest of the month because he got to call in and tell everybody how much of an awesome time he had.
I found myself kind of listening. I was like, okay. All right.
But listen, do you realize we were in the middle of a football revelation / epiphany? And Cody, was it a good thing or a bad thing that Cody just,
No, this
I'm
is
peeing
why
my pants to talk about basketball.
This is why, and I'm a football guy, okay? I'm a big-time football guy, but this is why when anybody ever jumps on me for the radio, like, oh, man, I just spent so much time talking basketball yesterday. Because in
Cody.
this city, I'm a football guy. First, for me, it's football over everything. But I've grew up here. I know the lay of the land here, and I know you could be right in the middle of a season like this, and you got majority of people that's just like, yeah, but Mac's killing it. Yeah, and you know what? And being a football guy myself, you know what I say? Yeah, you're right. He is dominating. Can't wait to see what they got. Hey,
Cody, you're getting me brutalized on the text line because you had to get that off your chest. Quick commercial break time now to Midday with Marcus Bateman. 8150-939 is the number on 93.9 The Ville. So, Steve, what do you think about Ville at Scorns & Sons Collision Centers, man?
let me just say, I had a friend who totally ruined his car. They got him taken care of quick, efficiently, and out the door.
Family owned and operated for over 70 years, Scorns is the leader in auto repair technology and technician training. Do not, I repeat, do not let just anyone repair your vehicle. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you're taking your vehicle to Ville at Scorns & Sons Collision Centers. There are 2 locations, Bardstown Road and Shelbyville Road in Middletown. Or call us at 491-BODY or visit us at etscorns.com. That's ETSCORNS.com.
Chances are you recently talked about it, or thought about it, or might even be thinking about it right now. You're thinking it's time to upgrade your vehicle, and boy do we have the place for you. Globe Auto Sales. Family owned and operated, serving the greater Kentuckiana area since 1972. Why Globe Auto Sales? Well, the answer is simple. The staff at Globe Auto Sales focuses entirely on the quality buying experience, not the high-pressured sales pitch you get at other places. So while you're thinking about it, stop by Globe Auto Sales located at 5705 Bardstown Road. Check out their inventory at Globe Autos online. Oh, and be sure to tell them you're a friend of 93.9 The Ville.
What good is it having that beautiful view on your front and backyard if you can't see through your old grimy windows? Or how about when you let a little fresh air and your windows are constantly getting stuck? If this sounds like your current situation, it's time to make that call to Windows Plus. They have the best free lifetime transferable warranty, the best installation in town, quality products, doors, windows, siding, and gutters. They've also been voted the most efficient for 2018 and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and all 5-star reviews, which means these are exactly the new windows you've been looking for. So go visit them at 11501 Plantside Drive, Louisville, Kentucky, or 502-494-0120. That's Windows Plus. Make the call.
I'm Dr. Mark Waldman with the Parsley Waldman Hair Center, and I'm here today to talk to you about hair transplants. People come in, they say, I'm tired of looking at myself in the mirror and seeing my bald head, or they've just slowly over time can see that their hairline is receding and they look different. Other times we have people who they're going through a life change and they're looking for something different, and particularly men. Outside of like facelifts, there's not a lot of plastic surgery that they do, so one way a man outside of exercising and getting in shape can really change the way they look is to get a hair transplant. I mean, a guy who's gone from completely bald to now their face is reframed. There's a lot of excitement. It's amazing the transformation. A lot of guys want to know, does it look natural, because they remember the old transplants. And we use the way that nature is intended for the hair to grow. That's the way we transplant. And so you don't get that big pluggy look that they used to get years ago. So set up a consultation with me or Dr. Parsley by logging on to hairsurgery.com. That's hairsurgery.com.
Louisville's favorite vampire is back! Actors Theater presents Fifth Third Bank's Dracula. Based on Bram Stoker's gothic tale of the immortal Transylvanian Count Dracula and his unexpectedly feisty human prey. You'll find Dracula this Halloween season dripping with suspense, a few new twists and turns, and even more blood. September 7th through October 31st, see Fifth Third Bank's Dracula at Actors Theater. Not for the faint of heart. Tickets online at actorstheater.org.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemel of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maven or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
I'm loving this coffee. And while I'm enjoying every sip, I can save tons by downloading digital coupons at Kroger.com. I can even get a digital coupon for a free product every Friday. And every day I can choose from over $400 in digital coupons. So I'm in.
Sign up for your free account and start saving more today at Kroger.com. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
With fall approaching, are you dreading leaf removal, trimming bushes, bags, mowers, and blowers? Call the experts you can trust at Bosch Lawn Care. Be the envy of the neighborhood with a luscious green, leaf-free lawn this fall. Give us a call at 833-2GET-CUT or find us online at BoschLawnCare.com. That's BAISCH LawnCare.com. One visit, one call. Bosch Lawn Care is your solution this fall. And as always, professional, affordable Bosch Lawn Care.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Look, very spirited conversation.
Yeah. So
Cody, recapping the whole.
Hey,
you got to remember, it's still basketball.
I'm okay.
David, thanks for joining us on Midday with Marcus Maven, my man. What's on your mind?
Hey, I want to go in on this Jalen Smith thing. What does half-stepping have to do with you catching the football?
It's fair point.
You use your hands.
I mean, like I said, I guess getting open, getting separation. I guess this all goes into one big lump of performance.
But he was getting separation. He was getting them wide open catches that he was dropping.
So what is your answer? Do you think he's just coming up with an excuse? You think he just need a mental reset? What do you interpret out of that?
Yeah, I just think he just underestimated his ability, I guess.
No, I mean, yeah. Here's the deal.
I appreciate the call, David.
And I don't care what he needs. I don't disagree with David on that. Of course, I will say half stepping could be. I'm just playing like crap. I don't necessarily have to be running.
We went overly literal with it.
Yeah, but
Texter, I cut it down so I don't get flagged for copyright infringement.
but with all that being said, man, I say, look, I don't disagree with that though.
With what I was saying about it.
With what you said or with what David was saying. Catch the ball, man. Catch the ball. You got a bomb right there. Are we even talking about Jalen Smith today if he catches that and takes it in for 60-some yards? Everybody's going, man, when Jalen got that 60-some yard bomb, man, it just got us going.
Are we giving credit to Bobby?
Probably. Yeah. I think you're going Bobby.
Or are we saying Malik Cunningham is just the man?
Both. I think if Jalen catches that ball, we're going, man, Bobby dialed up that play and it worked to perfection. Now think about it. Either way, Bobby dialed up that play and it worked to perfection.
See, and I always go back to that. The play was there. It wasn't a read. He's been setting.
Yeah, but that goes back to my point,
He's been setting up this play all game.
Yeah, it goes back to my point, though. I think you got wrong guys in wrong positions, but neither here nor there. That's my thing. I think if Des Fitzpatrick or somebody like that's running that route, you score. But instead, it's neither here nor there, I guess. But I mean, if that works,
I don't like it though. I just don't like reading that. I don't like to read reloaded. I don't like reading that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't disagree with you, especially when you went to the Puma factor of it. I think that's a big thing. I'd be like, dude.
Right, and again, I'm just like I said, I'm just looking for leaks in the dam.
Yeah.
Brian, do you have Nick Petrino? Because this is running back conversation. This is quarterback conversation. This is team attitude conversation. It all has to be addressed. You have that? Fire away.
How do you see Malik kind of respond, I guess 2 days now, 3 days now, in the practice this week?
He's done a good job. And he's always been a kid who's been, very into it, even when he wasn't getting all the reps. But, you've definitely seen, once Coach announced it, a little spark in him. That's how he's always been. He's always been a guy who brings good energy. But, I think that, he saw it coming, and I think he was happy, that we announced it now. And you could see his energy pick up, even in the meetings that we had today. So I think he's done a good job.
How different is it when you know for a week that you're going to be the starter and then coming in and relief?
Yeah, I think it's a lot different, because it goes with how you prepare yourself. Now he's got he's taken a lot more reps, in practice, and it helps out, mentally throughout the week, really preparing yourself, ready to play. Obviously we always want our backups ready. They're preparing themselves to play, but it's always in the back of their mind that they might not, get in. So I think it's a big difference knowing that he's going to be the one going out there the first play. Obviously there's the part of it that he's going to have a little nerves his first start, so there's that side of it too. But, having the whole week to prepare himself for it, I'm sure that will help with that part of it.
Coming in the last 2 games, it seems he's provided kind of an energy boost,
Right.
that kind of thing. Is that something that you hope to see at the start of the game rather than when you're already falling behind?
Yeah, that's what we hope to see. That's what Malik brings. He's an energetic kid. He brings a lot of excitement, and you can see when he goes in there, he's got a pep in his step. The players react to it. He gets energy out of them as well. So, that's what we're looking for. The way to, go and start fast and put points on the board right away, and not make it so hard.
I think you and Coach, not this year, but last year when you signed him, both said he's good throwing the ball, not great. He has a little bit of weight. What has he worked on, or where has he come the furthest? Maybe was it technique, or was it the way he delivered the ball?
It was technique, and really, just his whole summer being in the weight room. I think the whole summer in the weight room, and really improved his arm strength. It was just, he always threw the ball well. It was just certain throws, he kind of struggled with at times because he wasn't as strong. And throughout the summer and really when we got to fall camp, you got to see, how much that the summer really helped him improve his arm strength. So now you see him be able to make throws from one hash all the way to the sideline. And, so I think all the work that he put in the off season really helped him improve his arm strength. I think that was the biggest thing.
You've seen him play the last 2 weeks. What would you like to see him improve on going into Virginia?
I'd like to see him make some better decisions. Especially with the quarterback read game. He's kind of like Lamar, where he wants to make every play. He's a competitive kid, and he wants to make every play, but he needs to just take what the defense gives him. So, I think he needs to make better decisions in that, and get the ball out of his hands sometimes in the passing game. We had guys open on Saturday, and it's just his instinct to go get yards with his legs. So he's got to get the ball in our receivers' hands and let them run with it. So probably in those 2 areas.
How do you want to use him? I mean, in the running game, obviously that's a critical aspect, but do you avoid
So, Steve,
having him carry the ball?
Yeah.
from what you heard, it was going to get kind of repetitive from there. From what you heard, making better decisions in the pass game, kind of like Lamar wanting to make every play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does Malik Cunningham being the starter kind of change the way he goes about doing things? Do you worry that like you can't have the same mentality as a starter? Because there's actually another clip. I won't play it. I'll just tell everybody. There's a play that he comes in there. He says, "I don't know how to slide."
Yeah, I heard that.
Starter can't be I don't know how to slide guy.
It can be if this year. I think what I mean by that is I think you have talented guys. I think you have. I don't know that anybody thinks Malik Cunningham's going to be the starter next year.
Right. Which brings me back to my next question.
Yeah.
How short is his leash in Virginia?
I mean, I don't know. I think that depends because we saw this before.
3 really slow possessions and an interception on the third. Juwan passes back.
Do you remember we're watching football going, man, Will Gardner's good. And you're playing, it's good. And you're like, yeah. And then Will Gardner, you're like, offense kind of stagnant. Here comes Reggie. Man, Reggie's the guy. You get to Clemson. About the third quarter, you're like, we need to give Will a shot again. Will comes in. All of a sudden, you almost win the game. You're like, Will's the guy. Like, it took about 2 games by the time you're at Notre Dame.
Right.
Hey, it got to be Reggie.
Go give me a player.
It's got to be Reggie. So, I mean, the thing is maybe it's a scenario like that. I hope it's not. As much as I love Puma.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like 3 possessions, and you're right back where you started if Malik is seeing the same thing Puma saw.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Is your leash longer with Malik now?
I think it is Saturday, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, if they come out, yes. If by the third quarter we're down 10 points, I think you'll see Puma. I do. I think you'll put him in. I think you'll put him in. You'll change and pace it, and what we'll do is you're going to say, this is what we are this year.
In 3 possessions, this is what we are.
This is what we are. You're going to see. You're going to see both guys each game. It's going
Brian,
to be.
Did you want to chime in on that one? Oh, he was just watching the show. Brian was legitimately just watching the radio show.
Yeah. I mean, or you. I don't know. I don't want Jordan out there this year, but maybe you give him a shot. Like, I don't know.
That can't happen.
I don't.
Because listen, you do realize is if that happens, then you have to sit in here for at least 15 minutes.
I will.
You're going to have to serenade me.
I will.
Well, let me ask you a question, Marcus.
I was wrong. You were right. I will.
I want 10 minutes of serenading on this one.
You would deserve it.
All right, so let me ask you a question, Marcus. When you think about Jordan Travis, Puma Pass, and Malik Cunningham, who do you want to be the starting quarterback next year?
Travis.
And that's my question. That's who I say, too. I say I want Jordan Travis being our starting quarterback next year.
But why do we say that, Brian?
Oh, my God.
I think we both say that because, I don't know, maybe because you're like, well, I feel like, we haven't seen him, so.
He's got the most potential. I agree with you. Like, maybe he shouldn't play this year, but at the same time.
Oh, my God.
You're going to put a guy in at the starter this year and then remove him from the starter at the end of the year and be like, yep, all right, it's your job, Jordan.
The moment you put Jordan in. Now, hear me out. Hear me out.
If you put Jordan in, though, you're going to complete rebuild.
And you're tied to him.
For next year. Playing for future.
But you're tied to him this year. You play Jordan. You freaking play Jordan for the rest of the year. I'm serious about that.
Are we going to do that?
Now, I am serious about that. You play him. You stick with him the whole year.
You say this year is what it is,
you say,
and I'm done with everything else.
To hell with this year. Jordan, you play, and we're going to play you, and we're going to see how you are, and then we're going to reevaluate. We're going to get you ready for next year.
I admitted it, man.
If you put him in, you're playing for the future. You're admitting you're playing for the future.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's hard to say, hey, Malik, you're the starter for the rest of the year. You do okay, but Jordan's our guy next year.
Let's see Malik first. Let's see Malik come in
as a starter
with Day as the starter. At Virginia.
Running the ball.
Running the ball, because I think you will see more run plays with Malik. Bobby's not going to call as many pass plays. What if the run game gets going and we get off to a fast start, and all of a sudden, what if we keep going? What if the other way? What if we're up 21-0 in the second quarter? Going, looks good.
I still think.
No, you know what we're going to be doing? We're all going to be back to, hey, man, 71. Hey, you going to Clemson?
If we start running the ball and it's successful, I'm still going to say, go back to Juwan.
I'm not. I'm over it now.
You should have had Juwan running the ball. You should have been running the ball with Juwan in the first place.
I sell out easy, man. I'm not a loyal dude in sports.
That's been your has been your theme.
I fought tooth and nail for Juwan this summer. I fought after the Alabama game. It took 2 weeks, and I'm like, hey, yo, we're up 21-0.
You just ain't got it.
I'll sign your papers.
Thanks for coming, choosing us over Alabama.
Thank you.
Cane Pass is awesome. Joel, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
What's up, Steve and Marcus?
What's up?
I think the biggest thing is, to me, is the fact of the personalities, man, to me, is the big difference that we see. Because, even in the off season, I think Petrino said, he had to kind of make Juwan, pick up his pace and try to get going. And to me, that's the big difference right there. Because I think overall, Pass might have more overall talent. But I think what Cunningham brings is just that energy, that spark that you can see him getting hyped up, and it's going to translate over to your teammates.
Yeah.
If you're all pumped up, you're excited, that's going to translate over. If you're the guy that's just a kind of like, you don't say much, you're kind of, Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, like, you're not going to bring that energy to other people, and I think that's the big difference. So to me, you got to keep Malik in there, unless it's just an utter disaster and he throws like 5 picks, turns it over.
Sure.
But you got to run with the guy for a while. And then if it's bad, you make the switch back. But you got to keep the guy in there because he brings that energy, and that's the one thing I can see the big difference is. That's my thoughts, man.
No,
Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Listen, Joe. I appreciate the call, but I will add one caveat to what you had to say, Joel. That energy is contagious if and only if he distributes the ball. You just heard Nick Petrino. What is he going to have to correct? There's guys wide open. He has to make a better decision on the read. He cannot be Lamar and keep. Lamar got away with keeping that ball over and over again because he was just so damn good.
Lamar's a starting NFL quarterback.
Right.
I mean, I know he's not right now, but he's in the run. And he's going to be a start. Like Malik's never going to play quarterback in the league.
He was so explosive. You had to put up with 5 times in a row that Lamar did not hand the ball off when he should have.
Right.
And when when Nick Petrino says he has to just hand the ball off, I don't want to see him in the read, right? I want to see the formation, the either pistol or I formation. I want to see him handing the ball off.
I want to see both.
And play action.
I want to see both.
The read, to me, unless you got a Lamar that can make that first guy miss and get upfield quick.
Malik can make the first guy miss. Are you kidding me? He might be the best of the team.
I think here's the thing. I think he's elusive, but he's not explosive.
I can see that.
Like he can kind of dance.
But I think you can't take the read out. I mean, the read is is football. I mean, look at the Cowboys. The Cowboys are out here running RPOs now. I mean,
and I'm not saying eliminate. I'm just saying you have a strength that can run and line up. You know what I'm saying? Like you do have that.
I agree.
Okay, so what I'm saying is Malik. His energy is contagious if and only if he can distribute the ball. And then we can take advantage of what Malik does, But when Malik is going to be, if he's the focal point of the offense, then I think you're losing your wide receiver playmaker. You're losing your offensive line advantage. You're losing your running back advantage if Malik is your
Louisville may be undergoing an entire
I know what you're saying.
Renovation though that may not be your identity after Saturday. I mean, if you're running the ball and you're up big, you
might as well just go get the running back and put him in Wildcat. Okay. Yeah. read option Wildcat guy. Nah, I'm not ready for that. Kevin, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
Man, what's going on? Man, Steve's all over the place.
Now you on Dave Williams'
What's up?
train when y'all was talking about Colin Wilson all this time. Everybody needs to pump their brakes on this team, because I don't want to hear Monday everybody's gonna be like, man, Malik, he holds the ball too long. A prime example, we could have went up 21 17 or 21-14. We got the ball. We got down to the red zone by handing the ball off, making passes. We get down to like the 10 or the 11, and then Malik, he tries to take over himself, where he's missing two wide open guys, tight ends in the end zone. Then he tries to run it a couple times. Then we had to settle for a field goal. Because everybody wants to jump on. They hear one thing, and then everybody all day on the radio, want to talk about energy, and the guys more excited. And you look at it, if you look at it from a realistic perspective on the offense, if you got a guy that's supposed to be a passer, then that means the receivers are supposed to get the ball and the running back is supposed to get the ball. So what would make those receivers and running backs more excited?
Wait, what's your solution?
Quarterback that's going to run it more?
I'm kind of losing your way. What's your solution on here? I mean, are you saying that Malik Cunningham should not be running the ball? I kind of lost your.
No. My solution is to support whoever's quarterbacking, but not to try to spin it to make the other guy look bad or the other guy look good, based off of, I just think that people just overreact on stuff. I mean, you look at it. I was encouraged by Juwan Pass's play in the Alabama game. I thought that he stayed in the pocket, kept his eyes downfield, made a couple bad passes, but he was making connects and getting hit. And then that Indiana State game, he got thrown out the window. And to be fair, he and Malik didn't play in the same conditions in the Indiana State game either. It had stopped raining by the time Cunningham got in there for the most part. So
you're kind of doing with Malik what you said people are doing with Pass there.
What?
So you're kind of saying you're kind of making a case to make Malik's play look bad in that game.
I'm not saying he played bad. I'm just saying
I know that
his decision making and his ability is going to come into play one of these games soon. You know what I'm saying? As far as not keeping his eyes down the field, looking to run when he should be passing and stuff like that. I mean, we're going to hear, and like I said, I hope we win and I hope we keep winning. But at the same time, when that train does pull into the station, I don't want to hear people complaining about it. I just think it's too soon to be making changes like this. And then like I said, I support Petrino when people's talking about getting rid of him, but at the same time, he's got some responsibility too, because ever since he's been back, we've had a quarterback controversy every year except for last year.
Yeah, well,
Kevin, I appreciate the call.
Well, I mean, 2 years. I don't think the year Lamar won the Heisman, there was ever a point where somebody was at no point from the Charlotte game on.
See, I don't like jumping on those narratives, because I want to say, listen, you can't just slip wrong things by, because wrong things attach themselves to a narrative, and then you realize you have to scrape away all this crud of not true stuff.
Yeah.
To get to 2 years is a long time to be expected to win every single game in the ACC.
Well, here's the deal. I hear what Kevin's saying, and I actually agree with Kevin. I just don't think what Kevin's saying is happening.
Right.
If people were crushing Pass, Pass sucks, Pass is just doing this, I don't hear Louisville fans doing that. I hear most Louisville fans going, Pass hit everybody in the hands.
Yeah,
he did. But at the end of the day, there's a reason he's not playing.
After the post-game show and everybody got the emotion out, it was he's doing what he's supposed to do, but for some reason they're not responding.
Yeah,
we don't know the some reason. We have to trust we're not.
And right now, is all I got to go off of is my own observation with how the team reacted.
A Dave Williams
comment that says,
Hey, I mean, Dave Williams, at no point did I hear Dave Williams say anything along the lines of like, yeah, well, pass. Now, of course, I can argue Dave Williams a running back, and it's going to benefit him more for
Right.
Malik to be in the game.
Right.
Absolutely.
Running guys.
Absolutely.
Making it happen. The fighting Carson Wentz's. Philly Carl, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
No, first of all, I'd like to thank that last caller because he's been the only caller to really call up with some common sense in the last 2 days. I would like to say, man, look, man, when I moved down here, I did my junior and my senior year at Air Corps, man, and I will tell you, Louisville has probably the most unappreciative fans, and I'm gonna blame some of this stuff on you and Steve, man, because I'm gonna tell you, man, you don't switch quarterbacks until the ship is sinking. Yeah, I mean, when Cam Newton played behind Tebow, he might have put up better numbers, but Tebow was rolling the game. You watch Puma play against Alabama. Okay, it was okay. Yeah, I mean,
Did you just compare Tebow and Cam Newton to Malik and Juwan's situation?
I'm just saying that was a backup quarterback. It was a backup quarterback. They never went to the backup quarterback.
Right.
You don't go to the backup quarterback because that divides the locker room. Then you get people, y'all got people saying, well,
hey, who's starting for the Eagles? Who's starting for the Eagles this weekend?
I can hear you.
You heard exactly what he said.
Who's starting for the Eagles? Wentz? You mean Wentz is starting? And Nick Foles is out here, just won the Super Bowl, and you're 1-1, and I mean the ship ain't sinking in Philly.
We just lost.
Okay. Well, we were down 14 to Western in the first half, so I think that's comparable.
Well, and that was that's another thing I can hear. When people don't really watch football and don't know football, I took Western with the spread. Western covered the spread when they played Alabama. Western covered the spread when they played Alabama.
Sure.
So people are like, oh, Louisville should blow Western out. Western's not a bad team. People just don't watch football. Western's not a bad team.
I don't disagree. We screamed that all last week. They're pretty good, but they're not good enough to be up 14.
I just want people to really just give Pass a chance. You don't go to the backup. Pass has not sunk the ship. So when Bobby did the press conference, he said, well, the team reacts and he brings more excitement. No, stick with who you was working with all summer until the ship sinks. And don't put this narrative like people are calling in, they want to go away from him. He ain't done nothing bad. Ride out with him, give him a shot. And stop, saying the backup, he brings more excitement. No, they dropping passes and everything. If they was catching passes, people wouldn't even be having this conversation about Puma. Jesus.
I'd rather learn in a win than a loss. And I think the way things were going the other night, I don't disagree with him about Puma.
Texas says in today's climate, you can't wait till the ship sinks.
But because what did Philly Carl want? Us to take the loss to Western, and then it's like, okay, well now we know we need to make a change. Well, yeah, and now you're 1-2. No, I would rather go ahead and make the change, be 2-1, and say now we need to figure it out.
And in-state Western is now poaching your city for all their recruits.
No, absolutely not. It was clear the ship may not have been sinking, but there wasn't a lot above water. And it was like, no, you make that change. He's mad because the Cowboys are number 1 in the East right now.
Keith, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, first I'm going to talk about defense, offense, and then the quarterback controversy.
Fair.
As it is. First off, the Alabama game, I came away from that feeling pretty good because
I think he said Kevin.
He did a fairly good job of protecting Puma. I think he only got knocked down twice maybe.
I asked twice and I still couldn't understand.
Then coming out of that game thinking, this line's actually improved. And then our running game hasn't really looked so well until we get Dave Williams in there. And Jeremy Smith did that game before, but that was a fluke because of the weather, in my opinion. What I saw with Dave Williams, and Bobby kind of alluded to it, and it's the first thing I noticed watching the game, is that guy was cutting and taking advantage of the lanes that were open for him, which makes me believe that wasn't happening with the other running backs. And, everybody always wants to blame the offensive line when I, in fact, think it was probably the running backs because, man,
I agree.
He got in there. I remember one play, he just cut right and open to an open lane. He saw it and took it. And I'm like, man, that's the first one that's really taken a lane like that. He continued to do it.
Yeah,
and
I'm with you there.
And I think that the receivers have got to start doing their job, and that'll help it out. And then on the defense in the Alabama game, they were getting back there and putting pressure on Tua. And he's just so elusive, and he's fast. not just elusive, but fast. And so he's hard to get a hold of. What's hurting us, I see, on the defense, because I think our line's doing a fairly good job. Several times, more than several times, we held them to 3rd and long, and our secondary keeps letting us down on a big play every time. And you can't do that. They have got to fill that up and stop it. If they can just, defend back there, we've held these guys to 3rd and long. But as far as the quarterback, I'm not ready to give up quite on Puma yet, but I like Malik. Here's my fear of Malik. And Marcus, you kind of touched on it. He is elusive. He is not fast back there. When you watch him move around in the back, when they're putting pressure on him, he's kind of ducking in between them. It's almost like slow motion Lamar. And when we get a defense that is keen on him, he cannot be thinking he's Lamar, because he's not. He's going to, duck and move back there and then take advantage of the open receivers or something. But if he goes in that game thinking he's Lamar, the defense that's been practicing for him and better than Western Kentucky, they're going to eat him up, and we're going to be in trouble. I think if he plays his game, ducks down, takes a little bit of advantage of it, but takes advantage of the receivers, he'll be fine. And then every once in a while he'll have a run play and he'll do good. But if he thinks he's Lamar, he's going to try to turn every play. He's going to get crunched, because he is not Lamar, and that's not a slant on him, because there's not. How many Lamars are there? There's not many.
Right.
But I think he deserves his chance. I think he just needs to play his game and not think he's Lamar.
Oh, Keith, I
and that, I think he summed it up right there. I don't think we're better off with Malik full time. I really don't. But I think he deserves a shot.
Yeah. Oh, and I'll say this. I was going to play the statement of him not talking about, I'm not being harsh here.
Yeah.
But in the Indiana State game, he was dinged up. Or he was well on his way of getting dinged up. Mm-hmm. I've seen it 1,000 times. I'll knock on all the wood you want.
Yeah.
But a mover like Malik reminds you of everybody who tried to imitate the Lamar Jackson effect and put the running quarterback back there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the scrambling quarterback back there.
Yeah.
He does, the guy who can't, when the play is blocked and the receiver is open and guy can't hit that quick 5 and out with confidence, he doesn't survive as a running quarterback.
Right.
Because everybody's too fast and everybody's too keyed in. So with all this conversation we're having, Marcus maybe in the back of his mind is already has to appreciate he's not going to last. He's not going to last.
No, I don't disagree. See, that's kind of where I think.
He can Band-Aid you into a game.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
I think right now Malik deserves a shot. I don't think Malik will last as a full-time guy all year. I think they will have to make some sort of a change along the lines. Mm-hmm. But I think right now, today, I think he's the starter.
Which resets our today's conversation where I said the University of Virginia is the perfect elixir to start showing your glaring weaknesses, because they will take advantage. They will spend the first half being tough and making you beat them. And if you can't establish something early in the Virginia game, you're going to be in a dogfight, and you're going to see them do something that's just technique-wise, and it's going to be a dentist. And I'm not comparing to my dentist, because the Smile Center, they're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Smile of Louisville, they're awesome for me. But your dentist is not as good, and it's going to be excruciating.
Yeah.
If you have a glaring flaw, like a glaring flaw, not just we're not good at something.
Yeah,
if you have a glaring flaw, Virginia is the perfect team to expose it. Kevin, I think it's Kevin. Kevin.
No, Marcus, it's Kenny, bro.
Kenny. About that.
That's all right, bro. It's been a while, man. It's been a minute or two. You know what I'm talking about.
Indeed.
But, how you guys doing, man? How you doing, Marcus? How you doing, Steve? Bro?
Good, man.
All right, cool, bros. Keep putting it out there, man. Get these people fired up, man. Keep putting the truth in their face, man. Respect the mind, dude. Y'all got too much knowledge, man. Keep spitting it to the people, man. Y'all the gurus, bro. But let me get back to my. You welcome, bro. Come on, man. It's like real, recognize real. Y'all know what it is. But it's cliche as heck. But anyways, but still facts. My thing is, dude, with Pass, the first game, people fail to realize that he put the most points up against Alabama since Watson did back in 2016, the championship game. People, because of that, the score, people fail to realize Puma put some points up against Alabama. Hasn't been seen since Watson. So that goes pretty far. Secondly, that second game, dude, the weather was so horrible. It was perfect for Malik to step in and shine. If you that kind of caliber quarterback to where you can, scramble and pass. So I'll give him out on the second one. And the third one, a lot of guys dropped a lot of passes when Puma got in. So my thing is, Malik, yeah, you deserve your shot, but I wouldn't start him this week. I will still keep him as the backup guy. Come in, be your little spark plug, whatever you need to be. Because if you work this whole off season with one guy and you're kind of scrambling, pun intended, but for your main guy to be that quarterback, you put in too much hard work to have a kind of season to where you have too much talent and people are getting shortchanged regarding the wide receivers and the running backs. They too talented just to be standing around with their hands on their hips, depending. They already went through it with Lamar. But Lamar was credible. I mean, hit him. I mean, heck, it's the Heisman. Okay, we're going to ride with him. This guy, we can't ride with him. I mean, he's doing great. He's getting in. You can't knock the guy for getting in and producing. I get that. But just throwing away all your plans down the toilet, your whole blueprint, what you did for the offseason for one guy, and you putting all your eggs in one basket with this guy with all his talent around, it's kind of stunting our growth a little bit. But at the same time, like you said, I'll take a win on the whim versus, losing and, licking your wounds and trying to learn from your mistakes, in the video room. Just take the W and keep going. But I would still start pass. But either way it go, I'm L1C4. Marcus, you know what time it is. SOS, DOD, surgeons are slam, doctors are dunk, boy. You still got that jacket, man. Number 5, brother. Rock it well. I'll holler at y'all. Steve, stay up. All right, Brian. Thank you, fellas.
Thank you.
Appreciate the call.
Appreciate that.
Listen.
Good to hear from Kenny.
Look, we're not saying that like it's an emergency situation. It's not a controversy. It's the best fit right now.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yes.
This is not a controversy. We are looking. No. And for people who say, well, that's what you're supposed to do in the summer. Well, you can't do that. You can't go 1,000% in spring 1-on-1. You can't simulate.
Especially when you're starting with Bama. That's something. When people say opening with Bama kills you sometimes.
Does that go unnoticed?
I think that's part of it. I think it's part of it is what you miss opening with a team like them. The preparation I think that you miss going into week 2, week 3. The reason Louisville beat Florida State by 180 2 years ago is because they opened with Charlotte and Syracuse. You don't think they were ready for Florida State? They were ready for Florida State before they went out to Charlotte. They were practicing things they were going to do against Florida State against Charlotte and Syracuse.
It was funny. Jared Stillman told a story about Coach Wall's first round of the tournament. They were playing Liberty. He said they were preparing for all these screens that Liberty was going to run. They spent the whole time preparing for Liberty screens. They go out, they beat the brakes off of Liberty. Then they say, "Oh, we were just kidding. This team we were about to play now is the one who runs all the screens.
Runs the screen.
But we just couldn't tell you.
Sure.
We were preparing for, I believe it was LSU. That was a good story. Dan, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. Fire away.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing this afternoon?
Good.
Listen, I kind of want to talk to you about comparisons, okay? A lot of people are, comparing Malik to Lamar Jackson. And that's just not fair. You can't compare Lamar to probably any other creature on the face of the earth. The guy was a phenom, okay? So what I'm talking about as far as comparisons here, he has some legs, he has some good speed and everything. And here's my question for you guys. Do you think a more fair comparison, having seen the skill set that we've seen so far, that Malik is a better comparison to Stephon LaFleur than he is to Lamar? Now, let me remind you, we wouldn't have that with Stephon LaFleur. And I'm just wondering if that's not a more fair comparison than Lamar. So, just a question, just a topic to bring up. Listen to y'all's answer, and we talk to you later, guys.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
I appreciate that.
There's just so much left to be seen with Malik's arm because the one thing, Stephon was about 2 fractions off of breaking Dante Culpepper's accuracy rating.
So it's not.
Yeah, so that's the because I think his
eyeballs could read it quick. He could dissect it quick.
Now, as far as athleticism, because Stephon wasn't the guy that was just going to break it for 50 and be gone.
Like, he could stay alive.
He could stay alive. And I think Malik, that play Malik made the other day where he was on one side of the field and he cuts through 4 guys and almost scores. That's.
But I think Stephon still had his eyes up on that play.
Well, yeah, because that's what I was going to say was as far as you're going running. No. I was saying as far as you're going running one way with how Lamar run the ball, you've got to go that far the other way with how good Stephon was at throwing the football.
Right.
So it kind of
extreme. I like this one. Tino the Barber. Thanks for joining us, my man. What's on your mind?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Hey.
I'm glad you're here because y'all know why we have a quarterback controversy. Do y'all know why?
Help us out.
One, Marcus Damas, maybe.
I'm listening.
Hey, Steve,
Yeah.
you tried to stop that
I know.
man back in the summer.
I did.
From saying, I like Malik Williams. I like him.
No.
I mean, Malik Cunningham.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sure.
Controversy. He was throwing it out there, Steve. Get my back.
Wait, Tino,
Now,
get it right. It was Jordan Travis.
No.
I mean, I
Cunningham.
did say I like Cunningham too, but I think I went really off the cliff with Jordan Travis.
Yeah, well, because he told you to quit saying it. Steve told you to quit saying it. He said, quit saying it.
No,
Quit
I
saying
do
it.
remember
And
that.
you know everything. Every time you predict something, Marcus, it comes true.
It's fair.
I mean,
I know.
it does come true. And I hate to say it. I mean, because, I can see you back there laughing and with the
I know.
chuckling and all that stuff because you're right. But you have to get a voodoo doll, some or whatever you got to do.
I know.
To fix this, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm putting this square on your shoulders, Mark. This is square on your shoulders.
That's
man.
fair.
Tino, I appreciate the call. It's hard to argue that one.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I mean now here we sit. Well, maybe you just need to reverse the curse.
Speaking of it, we got Dan online still. Sorry about that. I didn't get to that one. Dan, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
It's Don, actually.
Oh, Don, sorry about that, bro.
No problem. Hey, since Malik and Lamar were both on the team last year, do you know if they ever had
It says Don.
see who was the fastest?
Now, I'm sorry. Our producer was talking our ear. I didn't hear your question.
With both Malik and Lamar being on the team last year, do you know if they ever did sprints against each other to see who was the fastest?
Oh.
No, I did.
I don't know. I mean, I'd be close.
You know what? No, listen, Don, you wanted to add something to that call?
No, that's about it. I was just curious. I mean, because you always talk about how fast they are at the 40-yard dash, and I remember how Lamar beat Rondo in that run down on by the campus at one time. They got publicized.
No, listen, right. No, I get what you're saying. I appreciate the call. Actually, ironically, Puma probably is faster. Long speed, probably 100-yard dash.
So Puma?
Yeah.
Puma?
Yeah. I think he can roll.
You said Malik.
Puma versus Malik, right?
Oh, okay. I thought you said Puma and Lamar Jackson. I was like,
Steve,
dude,
stop scrolling and doing whatever you're doing.
11:33, not 4:20. Jesus. What are you doing?
What am I supposed to do with that?
Think Jawan outrunning Lamar? No.
You said something.
Yeah.
You said reverse the curse. Tino, listen, I floated some ideas out, and Steve did try to warn me about controversies, and I didn't listen. So here we are in the middle of good radio, having quarterback controversies.
Yeah, I mean, I ended Romo's season. I know it can happen. His career,
yes,
actually.
you existence that one in the heartbeat.
It can happen.
So, Steve, there's something I've been kind of squeamish to really say publicly.
Okay.
And I don't know if I believe it, right?
Okay.
Sometimes I have theories, right?
Uh-huh.
And I put them together. I do a little research here. I compile some numbers there to see if my theories hold water, right?
Yes.
Sometimes a theory might come up where it's just I'm too scared to confirm it, right?
Okay.
You know how they make jokes like black people don't go to the scary
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like just the delegation
Fair.
does not really go to the scary noise.
Yep.
You leave, you go somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. This is like my moment of going towards the scary sound. You said curse.
Yes.
Something in me, I don't want to do the math, but something in me, always in the back of my mind, when we were over there at Crawford Gym and we saw that place being torn down and recycled, something in me said, we're going to pay for this.
Uh-huh.
I never wanted to utter the words Crawford curse out loud.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
We're going to pay for this. Something just felt like, I don't care what you do, but just repurpose it somewhere where you can still go in there and smell it as the same place, right?
Yeah.
I had a thought like that this morning. Steve, did you know that the old Cardinal Stadium is going to be demolished?
I'd heard a little bit.
People, there are pictures surfacing across your internet. It has gone from the crown jewel of local sports, is WDRB.com. It has gone from the crown jewel of local sports to an aging eyesore. Now, Old Cardinal Stadium may have only a few months left. The man charged in Kentucky Exposition Center says the stadium will soon be demolished.
Okay.
I had that same little thought. Not super curse-wise, right? But I thought, how fitting is this? How fitting is it to have Cardinal Stadium come back into our consciousness, right?
Right.
Because Cardinal Stadium is a representation of what Louisville football is to so many people. Some people have no idea about Cardinal Stadium.
Sure.
I don't know how much of a, to you, it may have been.
I mean, I went to my first game there.
I was going to say, to a lot of people, Cardinal Stadium is Brom or Redmond, Michael Bush, Trinity, Mayo, things like that. But what I'm telling you is the football comes from the river that is Old Cardinal Stadium. I mean, is that an easy? Anybody who is a traditionalist in football,
yes, has a
kinship with Old Cardinal Stadium. So I thought it was just fascinating that now's the time you bring that, that discussion is kind of out here, because it's like, does tearing down the Old Cardinal Stadium, what does it do? Does it make you forget that you were Old Cardinal Stadium? Or does it make you want to hang on to that? Remember what we are via Old Cardinal Stadium. I was going to actually let people, call in. What do you see? What does Old Cardinal Stadium represent to you? What does this? Is this demolishing? Is it even a kinship to you? Is it?
Sure.
Is it like a Crawford Gym relic?
I think it's going to be a generational thing. I mean, because I don't know. I mean, for me, I think for a lot of people, it's going to be, oh yeah, that's where they play the free concerts at the fair.
Fair enough.
I mean, I played there. I mean, as a Little League, but I mean, we would play our championship games there, and since we were awesome,
right,
every year, we would play there. I mean, for me, there's a little bit of I remember being like, that's awesome, And
yeah. I mean, listen, I came in here, and to me, my crowning memory is Penn State. It's like Kerry Collins and
really
that
they lost 70-7.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why 7-6.
Yeah.
With a win over Florida State and a bowl game against some other at the LSU. That's why I don't go crazy. Because I know Cardinal Stadium to me is. I know we hate doing this, Steve, but and I know how you can chip at my demeanor on this one, but it's like, dude, where have you come from? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And it hasn't just been ascension from that time. If it was Cardinal Stadium, improve,
yeah,
that would be different. Because now, if it was always improving, then this would be unacceptable. If you had good years, you had piss poor years, right?
To say the least. Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing. You've seen a lot more stability. Like, you got to get stability before you have dramatic improvement. Is that a fair statement?
I mean, yeah.
You have to be sturdy and stable before you can just start meat and potatoes your three
but
class
I
of
mean, I could
recruits.
also take a picture of the scoreboard in the first game at Papa John's Cardinal Stadium, where you just got shellacked by Kentucky, and go, I mean, look where we came from.
You don't need Cardinal Stadium to remind you.
I mean, I don't want to say I don't need Cardinal Stadium. I'm always weird about being the guy, like, because it's not a huge thing to me. I'm weird about being the one, like Crawford Gym. I mean, to be honest with you,
yeah, you don't have
that show we did over there. Kind of was my first. I'm like, wow, man, this does mean a lot to a lot of people. Because as that was leading up to it, I remember being like, yeah, sure, some guys that get together and nobody gives a crap about Crawford Gym. Like that's what I kind of thought, you know. And when we did that show, I was like, dang, I was kind of taken back. Like this is.
These people are hurt. Wipe your face, Danielle. What's the problem?
No, I know. Right. But I mean, I was like, wow, man, this is cool, you know. So that's why
80-year-old people in here crying.
But Steve, but just Steve not doing the radio show would have been like, I don't give a crap. And you see the new building they put over there? Things sweet,
right?
The
Young Center, sweet.
Yeah. It's like, you know, well, I mean, Freedom Hall was
awesome.
Yeah, I missed it.
Watch it, Steve.
It took me 2 games. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool too. It's nice stadium.
Kevin, thanks for joining us on the Bill Escorts and Sons Collision Center hotline, my man. Fire away.
Yeah, I got 2 things, Marcus. They tore down Old Yankee Stadium. I think we are right tearing down Old Cardinal Stadium. I wouldn't want to go play flag football over there.
Fair enough.
Other point is, with Malik, I think we're not giving him the credit he deserves. I think it's because we had Lamar. And if we were sitting there without a Lamar right now, didn't have that in our reference point, I believe we would be going, all right, we got this cat. He can move in the pocket. He can run. He can scramble. This is his first full game coming up. I wonder what that's going to be like. But we got all that old tape in our head of Lamar jumping over people, 21 touchdowns in the first 3 games. So I think we're doing that to ourselves just a little bit. And I was wondering y'all's thought on that.
No, you cannot. I appreciate the call. Listen, you cannot. Of course, you're spoiled with a Lamar Jackson. You can deal with that. There's something else in play here. There's a lot of impatient people on this team who have watched Lamar offensively run the ball over and over again, right? There's a lot of people on defense who think they're studs and say, we don't get the credit because it's Bobby and Bobby's offense always gets the credit. You know, like you have different vibes coming from a lot of people. My biggest thing is it makes you impatient. A wide receiver has been, here's the thing. I always expected there to be a little bit of agitation out of some of the wide receiver core. Again, this is my personal analysis of the psychology of a team because everybody says we get a new quarterback in here, now I'm going to start getting the ball. We get a passing quarterback, now I'm going to start getting the ball. You know, like you get a running back. 3 running backs are going to say, now it's my time to get the ball.
Yeah.
You know, so this is a very tense time, you know, when you're trying to decide who's going to be your guy moving forward. So,
it is.
So everybody, it was the point I was trying to make with Malik Cunningham. When the coach says Malik is trying to do everything himself, because I didn't know I would ever have this shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to the sideline not doing everything I can to try to be a superstar.
Because there's no way Malik thought he was going to be a starting quarterback this year. He may have thought he was going to play. But I don't want to say no way. I mean, of course, everybody thinks they should be. He probably thought he should be the starter, but I don't think he ever thought he would be starting. Okay, and here we are, game 4, and he's starting. I mean, so you're going.
Right, and can he relax enough to say, it's my job to lead the team, not my job to go be great.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to find out.
So it's funny, Steve. I was talking about how Virginia is the perfect team. And, we're creeping up on the top of the hour. I got to ask you this question. Virginia's the perfect team. They're man-to-man, right? They're a tough team. They'll pop you in the mouth. You get to see if your team is soft, right? You get to see if your team can really tackle fundamentally. You'll see if you have flaws in your game plan, in your structure. If you can't just beat a base 4-3, whatever it is. I'm sure it's not a 4-3, but you get the point. A base Virginia situation.
Sure.
How good is it? Let me ask you this, Steve.
Okay.
Saturday. How good is it going to be the fact that you can wake up and get it on? Because the last 2 days, don't be a damn kid, Steve.
That's only Saturday.
I was gonna say you fresh off a baby, so
ain't nobody waking up getting it on.
I knew that's where you were going, Steve. But here's my point, and just theoretically, these last 2 games, you watch football.
Yeah.
You watch people beat up on people. You watch good football. You guys think about it. Everybody who woke up these last 2 Saturdays watched awesome 3:45 games. They watched morning games. You watched all the best teams. You didn't remember the crappy games, but you watched all these good teams.
Yeah.
And the whole time, you're getting ready to watch Louisville play, and you got 2 games that you're supposed to clean somebody's clock, right? And you saw all this nationally, right? It made your game feel even more like a loss.
Yes.
Because you waited all day long, 7:30 hits. You're infused. You're ready to go. I need my team to look like some of those good teams I watched all day, where I pick and choose which teams I want to compete with. Now, you wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
and they're out there playing football.
Yeah.
Right? You don't even have to compare it to anybody else.
It's going to be starting.
You don't have the same anxiety. Do you think that changes how people feel?
A little bit, I do. And we'll see how the team reacts to it. It's different. They've played all night games. I mean, but yeah, no, I do think that will play into it. I mean, I think right off the bat, you just say, okay, this is the first game of the day. Oh, let's see what's up.
I was saying we needed that just as much as anything.
No, I think so. I think so again, but I don't know. I mean, I think the team's what I'm more curious about. First road game, well, kinda. First real road game where you're going to be on another team's campus, everything. You play early. Maybe this team. What if we learn that this team plays better early?
Or on the road.
Yeah, or on the road, absolutely. I mean, you heard Dave Williams say. He gave you the shout. Not really, but kind of. It's funner to hush the crowd than it is to play sometimes.
I've always been a guy about hushing crowd. Get away. Get it. Even though it sounds not cool to a fan.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to go away from home.
Well, of course,
to feed off the
because
energy.
the fans, I have more fun here. Yeah, I mean,
and I always liked the idea that everybody was sitting at home watching this on TV.
Yeah.
So rather than being at a game where some people are up in the top row and some people are here and there, no, everybody's sitting in front of a TV. I need them to be saying my name because I need to do my thing.
Yes, but. And you get to watch the team a little more on the road.
Yes, you get to see the replay. You get to see the facial expression. That was the point I was making.
I like that. Like I enjoy because as much
it's
as I
time for the fan
love
base
being here
to see up close.
Yes, as much as I love being here, and not up close against Alabama.
Right.
Okay. I mean, who looks like one of the best teams of all time this year.
And they got the cameras.
Yeah.
We'll have the crappier cameras now.
Yeah, it'd probably be at the Raycom sports game.
Yeah.
But man, you go and you get it done this week. Next weekend sets up to be a fun week. And there's going to be so much juice left over from Louisville Live. Coming into that 3:30 which I always say is the perfect home game.
Why did you even bring that up?
It's going to be a lot of.
I can't listen because my life is either great or it's going to be the worst week ever.
Yeah.
depending on what you get out of Virginia.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who did we play in the bowl game last year? I know. I just want you to say it out loud.
Mississippi State.
You know what Mississippi State is ranked?
22nd.
13.
They're ranked 13th. Mississippi State? Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Look it up right now. Brian, what is Mississippi State ranked?
Let Brian look that up.
Listen, I didn't even. If I'm right about that, Steve.
You could be.
If I'm right about that.
I'm not totally. I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought they
14.
14. Wow.
That means 14-1, 13-0, right?
Yeah.
Do you realize that team you lost to in the bowl game that we called a loss that you should never have?
They sucked.
Has a 13 in the nation roster.
Who've they played?
13, Steve. You don't just be. You're not just 13 for nothing.
I didn't think they were very good. I didn't think they were very good.
I didn't think so, but I watched the way they moved Alabama around last year.
Yeah,
and then we saw that and we said they have some boys. I mean, the system sucks, but they got some boys on that team. You lost to a team that had a nice roster, Steve. You got to just admit that. Last one before we get out of here, Jerry. Thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. Fire away.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
No problem.
Hey, I'm pretty excited about the game this weekend, even though we've been a dumpster fire since the start of the season. But I've got confidence in Coach Petrino. It was only about 3 or 4 years ago that we started out 0-4, and he led us to a winning season, I believe. So I think he's going to get it on track. And the other thing, too, is Malik. I think he's going to improve this week. I don't know how good he's going to be, but it's going to be the best Malik we've seen yet. And the Malik we've seen the past 2 weeks has been pretty decent. So I think there's a lot of room for optimism. That's all I got, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Appreciate that, Jerry.
Appreciate the call.
Jerry's excited, and you know what? So am I.
I am, especially on a Wednesday.
Yeah, especially on a Wednesday, because it's Which Wednesday at ESPN Louisville. Thanks to Jason and his team for bringing by Which to the ESPN Louisville studios. 2 great locations at Old Brownsboro Crossing or at 221 South Hurstbourne Parkway. Of course, you know I say it every week. Try that ESPN special. That's a large Which for just $6.80. $6.80. Promo code's good 7 days a week. Pick up something for your family, cater for the office, or tailgating for the games. Order online today at whichwich.com or download the new app. Or, you know, if you need a post snack after you wake up and get it on.
Miller Lite Louisville football pre and post game show, since we're in the middle of talking about 12:30 starts, which I think is so refreshing for the Louisville fan base. People, Louisville football opens ACC play Saturday afternoon. Opens ACC play. Woo! Even though we've been a dumpster fire, according to.
That was funny.
I
love Jerry's
We've
calls.
been an absolute dumpster fire.
Jerry's from my neck of the woods, man. I can just tell. He's like, hey, man, even though we've been a dumpster fire,
just talk.
Hey, we're just going to get this W. I'm like, Jerry, I feel you, dude.
Talk in absolutes and extremes. People, Louisville football ACC play opens up Saturday afternoon on the road to Virginia. And for the most pre and post game coverage is right here on ESPN Louisville. Join Mark Ennis Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for the Miller Lite pregame show. Get it, Mark.
Get work,
and
Mark.
then directly following the game, it's the Miller Lite postgame show. I hope that's a good one. Live at the brand new Brownies' Shed in Plainview.
Maybe we'll go see Mark.
We're the first place that'll take your calls. Hear from Bobby Petrino as well as sound from the locker room. It's all on 90.
I'll tell you what. We win, we'll go hang out with Mark. I mean, not do the show, just hang out with him.
That place is gonna be too packed for me right now.
It is, man. I want to go out there. We need.
Yeah, and I'm a VIP there, so I'm gonna.
Fair.
Yeah, you're gonna have to rope me off a section.
That's fair.
Play that.
That's fair.
Congratulations, though, Jason. I'm glad you're getting everything up and running. It's awesome.
Somebody said bring in Patty D. Ice.
Patty D. Ice.
Oh,
people,
man.
That was a fun Wednesday.
It's a great Wednesday.
That's a great Wednesday, people. 8150 93.9 is always the number.
That's it.
We are made for the Ville.
Yes.
Go to YouTube.com. It's so simple. YouTube.com.
YouTube.
We are made for the Ville. Subscribe so you can always get the shows.
Hit that button.
The show's over, but go over there and subscribe so you can have it on your notifications.
Yes.
3831-939.
Text it.
Is always the text line. People, our Sunday pick'em. Go to thecrowdsline.com.
Is it the Cowboys again?
/DFH. You didn't take them on the crowds line. Next time you will.
I did.
Thecrowdsline.com /DFH. That's the pick'em. They're sending out Amazon gift cards left and right. Make it happen. 10 to 12 every single day.
Every day.
Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9.
93.9, baby.
Black church?
Yes.